Okay, so welcome everyone to the Age of Empires Spring Championship again. I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with what's going on. A very big tournament here going on in the spring of this year 2015. And we are currently still in the round of 16. Few matches still left to be played. And one of these last matches is Nagayumi versus PrinceOfKabul, as you see over here. So it is a BO5. And that means, of course, the first to win 3 games is going to take it home and advance to the next round, round of 8. And also we have the first map, Kamchatka. I'm sure you all know that by now. And we have the first match going to be Japanese versus German. Nagayumi going to play Japan. PrinceOfKabul is going to play Germans. And we have here... hold on a second. Yes, okay. So, in the blue here, on the right side, we have in blue here spawning Nagayumi playing Japan. First cherry orchard going down right away, of course, to gather the food with the villagers after the crates. And then we will have the other cherry orchard rickshaw gonna scout around the map. Of course, Japan starts with 2 heroes, but any additional scout is always nice, especially on a map where you have a lot of goats around, just to make sure you can scout as many treasures and get as many goats as possible. What you see here is that PrinceOfKabul is playing German in red, and he is starting with, it looks like 200 wood, yes. So he's going for a trading post right away, and then he's gonna gather a little bit of wood just to make sure that he can get the house, of course, because you need to make villages constantly. I would really like to see him using this goat to scout a little bit more, but he looks like he's just gonna put it towards his town center. And for example, you can scout this back path here a little bit more, or you can send it towards the middle of the map. Of course, if you send it too far out, you have to be very careful, because Japan, as I just mentioned, has 3 scouts available, and you don't want to lose your goat to that. Looks like Japan is very, very fast here with scouting around the map, and he's already reached the side of PrinceOfKabul. Hold on. So there we go. But of course, PrinceOfKabul has his crack shot ready, and after he picked up the 50 wood before, but then he built a trading post, so crack shot ready, takes the 40 wood. And looks like Nagayumi found another 40 wood, and his first shrine is gonna be right here. Of course, you want to build your shrine always as close as possible to an enemy, or well, relatively close. Not like here, this would be too easy to capture, but for example like here, it is much better than around the center or around here, because later on, when the game advances, PrinceOfKabul does have to get his food from somewhere, and this means that you block his food, which means that you also buy yourself time in case he has to kill your shrines to gather food there. Of course, if you build it too close, for example, if you build over here, well, I'm pretty sure you can't even build it there, but let's say you build it like here on this side, it's too close and too easy for him to take it out right away. We might have a little contest here for this 80 food treasure. We see that Nagayumi used both his heroes, and I'm not sure actually if Prince scouted it. It looks like he did. He's now immediately returning. Always, of course, sign of a good player. Keep your eyes on the minimap and on the scouted treasures, just to make sure if you see your opponent is already trying to go for it. It looks like Nagayumi has a little bit of luck there, using 2 of his divine strike abilities. And we see that both of these heroes are gonna poof away right back to his town center to get another treasure here and maybe build another shrine. Oh, there's also, by the way, a 50 wood treasure still left there, which is pretty nice, and 75 food later on there. Nagayumi has found 5 goats, while Prince has found just 1 for now. There's 1 still left to be discovered there, and of course the 8th goat here on the left side, which is not found by anyone yet. Pretty standard here, we have Nagayumi aging with the big shrine. And of course using the consulate to get that age up a little bit faster. Shrines in the back. I would actually have loved this shrine to be like a little bit close towards the town center, just to decrease villager walking time. It's only minimal, but hey, everything adds up in the end. And I'm curious to see what he will do with these goats. It looks like he's going to use them to build another shrine and test the goats on that one. What we usually see though is that people are using their goats or whatever livestock that they found around the map on the big shrine right away. Because of course it increases your shrine rate. So if you have these on the big shrine right away, it will already start working for you. So Nagayumi finds this 50 wood there that was left on the bottom side, and Prince also manages to find that second goat, as you see. Only a few smaller treasures left. This actually is kind of bugged, but They have a little bit of XP left, a little bit of food. Macaque is actually quite decent, can be used to scout around the map to see any incoming Ulan raids and stuff like that. By the way, someone did mention I should actually change this, so let me fix that right away. If I have a limit for age vampires, it should never be Harcha, and Oliver, I believe, was it in my YouTube channel, mentioned that. Thank you. I believe if I set this at around 18, even though I alt-tab, it should never be above that level, so let's see how that goes. So, the shrine almost up. Of course, Prince of Kabul ages a little bit faster, being a European civilization, although Nagayumi is quite close, as you see there. Even though he did not build it with a villager, but it's because he started the wonder early because of this 80 food treasure, I have to assume. So, Prince not going for a... oh yeah, there is his market, I was wondering. 40 wood, of course, pretty standard age up. And what we see... oh, okay, interesting. Usually I was about to say we see some kind of semi-FF from the German guy pushing then with the advantage of a trading post and a lot of shipments in the third age. However, he is going for a forward Rex. So that is a rush incoming from Prince of Kabul. Of course, always interesting if you see people mixing things up. I believe that Nagayumi did scout this. I'm not sure actually if the barracks was thrown down like when the hero was here or when the hero was passing. However, his barracks is going up right away. Pretty standard actually. Let me fix this like a tiny bit. Like this. Hopefully it's okay. Let me know if it's not later on. So, first 5 pikemen coming out there. 2 Ulans, that must be from the 700 wood shipment. Oh wait, is he going with 3 villages? Oh, he's going with 3 settler wagons. Okay. Very nice, this is actually a huge thing. I hope he sees it, yes. Of course, Prince of Kabul, being a pretty good Japanese player himself, he knows that it's important to deny any shrine building, and Nagayumi responds very fast, decides not to finish the shrine. I think that's a very good decision as well, and immediately puts his hero, gets it back to town, and is gonna build a shrine somewhere else. Meanwhile, some pikemen are gonna take out some of the shrines here, and we see that now already he first of all denies this shrine. It's not even being built. He also denies the building of a second shrine. You saw someone was already, some shrine was already placed here, but of course didn't finish. And his hero now is to walk somewhere else. He's still going to build a few shrines over there, but soon, of course, I imagine the Ulans also moving over here because he's in line of sight of this hero. Meanwhile, Ashigaru is going to be used here to fight off these pikemen, but very nice, of course, mixing in a few crossbowmen to deal with the Ashigarus, so that he can be sure that his pikemen can keep sieging other shrines. So, that's actually already a very small advantage for Prince of Kabul. Very nice play there. So, scoreboard bringing up for you. I assume that he's going to build a few more pike and crossbowmen, because of course Nagayumi will add some more musketeers. That means that just 5 crossbowmen is not enough. However, 4 Ulans now combined. This hero is still in line of sight of Prince of Kabul's own hero, meaning that he knows he can send his Ulan there right away to immediately catch that hero there. He will do in a minute, but first I will show an upcoming battle over here. Looks like pretty decent micro from Prince. However, there's too many Ashigarus with, of course, very decent speed and very, very high attack. One of the strongest units in the game, which means that it's very hard to micro cheap crossbowmen versus that, only having the advantage of actually 4 range. But I'm surprised that there's not like 5 more crossbowmen coming out. I feel it would have really been a good thing for him. However, he managed to kill the hero, another shrine unfinished, even forces Madman to be called out, and there we have 8 more crossbowmen. And now imagine, if he had made 5 more crossbowmen, he would have been able to deal with these Ashigarus much more effectively. Then he would also be able to use his Ulans on the crossbowmen from Nagayumi. However, looks like we have a slightly different change here. These Madmen are still doing some decent work on the Ulans. I don't like Prince of Kabul fighting this. The Madmen still have a lot of HP and they're pretty decent pikemen. You see 1 Ulan going down already, 2nd Ulan going down, and that's actually... I feel he was better off waiting. There's nothing else in the neighborhood here to kill, so why not just wait until they degenerate in HP. However, the reason why Prince was not making him more crossbowmen is because he was aging up in the back of this with 700 coin, as you see over there. And he now loses a few more pikemen to the new Ashigarus made from Nagayumi. However, he did kill a shrine in return, so I think that's all in all pretty okay. And again, now it comes down to the fact, can he find more of these heroes from Nagayumi building stuff all around? Nagayumi, classical Japan style I would almost say, gonna build a little bit of a wall just to buy himself some more time for the expected incoming push from the German player. And by the way, I often mention that you should use your hero in battle. In this case, versus Japan, I think it's quite okay to use your hero to shrine, to siege a little bit here and there, but most importantly to keep scouting around the map to catch up on any outgoing Japanese heroes, just so your Ulan can catch them. Some side raid coming in there from the Japanese player. And PrinceOfKabul also shipped 700 wood, by the way, just to make sure that he can build his stable again. He needs, of course, a couple of houses, and he's also rebuilt his racks slightly in the back of the racks that he lost before. Looks like these Ashigarus will, of course, kill the pikemen before they manage to kill another shrine. I believe they did kill actually one shrine, I'm not sure. I thought there was another shrine here. Maybe it was the unfinished one that was killed by the Ulans before. So, 5 skirmishes were made, I believe, and now 8 skirmishes shipped on the way. And also Nagayumi is aging in the back of this. Of course, this is not something that Prince should be engaging like this. It's a very good position for Nagayumi with a lot of infantry here. The Ulans don't really have good pathing here, they can only pass here one by one, but the town center and both this massive infantry will be able to shoot them down one by one. So he's now bringing in the other additional skirmishes that he shipped, of course, and that means that he has the advantage for now to kind of be pushing with the range that the skirmishes have over the crossbow and Ashigarus. But as soon as Nagayumi is aging up, he will have 5 Yumis from that. Calling out Meadman as well. Tower Center Fire is still being used. I hope it's tasked on the Ulans. I'm not sure actually if it is. He's building another barracks right away because he does have the resource, but he needs more production. He will lose a couple of villages in the process here, so that's not the best thing here. Meanwhile, this Ashigaru raid is doing decent work, but the war wagons will be able to clean this up as well as this hero. So again, he will be denying Nagayumi of more shrine building. Another village going down, and now we see, by the way, it's 33 villages for PrinceOfKabul to the 31 of Nagayumi. However, Nagayumi does have some shrines, so he's still ahead in economy, I feel. Let me take a look at the upgrades for a second. Yeah, the upgrades are decent, actually decent for both. No second tier upgrades, or actually 1 second tier upgrade for the Japanese guy, but no huge things like steel traps or imperial bureaucracy or something like that. So, 4 villager difference here. Hero killed, oh well, actually. He lives to fight another day, it looks like. Still trying to use his skirmisher range as optimal as possible. The 5 Yumis popping from the age up make it a little bit harder, but I think Prince is doing a pretty good job here, microing as much as he can. That villager did not die, it was hiding in the town center right on time, and this hero is still alive. A little bit of a mistake there, he should have finished it off. Of course, also an additional 45 XP. 7 skirmishers also now being shipped, and wow, Nagayumi even shipped 5 Ashigarus there. That's interesting. He probably felt he was under too much pressure and didn't want to risk saving the shipment for the 3rd age, which is of course generally what you want to do. Now here the war wagons are working on the consulate, while the skirmishers are still using their range as much as they can to deal with all these units. And now that he knows he has some more Ulans coming in, he's nicely trying to focus on the Ashigaru, as you saw over here. No more Ashigarus left, which means that the Ulans can do a much better job against all this infantry. Even tanking some damage so that the skirmishers and the war wagons in the back can do a much better job dealing out the damage. However, as we all know, Yumis and also disciplined Yumis, by the way, are a very, very strong, if not OP unit. And in a decent mess like this, in a decent position as well between the shrines, they're actually very, very strong. So Prince, very wise here, decides to fall back for a bit. And this actually is also a very typical situation in which a German player finds himself. He did do quite decent, because as we see here, the shrine population, as we see here, oh, actually it's 150, that is decent. Oh, he rebuilt, and that's also, by the way, this hero is dead, but I believe this hero, actually that is Z. I think this one was X, I'm not sure, actually. Maybe he called it back, but it died. Anyway, he's gonna rebuild some shrines, so he's gonna rebuild his economy a little bit. But here we see 9 Ulans from Prince, upgraded as well to Veteran. However, very good anticipation here by Nagayumi, making Ashigarus already in preparation for this, meaning that it won't be as easy for Prince to deal with his army. However, he still has a good number of war wagons and skirmishers in the back of this, and he's quite nicely trying to keep some Ulans here in the front to tank some damage, moving some around, nicely pulling them back again to make sure that the Ashigarus won't deal that effective damage versus the Ulans. And this looks actually quite okay for Prince, because keep in mind that all the time Nagayumi has to be hidden inside his town center as well, to make sure this village is not going to die. And these Ulans are keeping the Ashigaru quite busy, same for the Yumis, meaning that these war wagons and skirmishers will still do pretty decent damage. However, as soon as the Ulans are out, as you see over here, then the damage output from these Yumis to Prince's army is just too much. 9 Yumis being shipped, oh sorry, 8, oh wait, 9 Yumis being shipped here. Which definitely means retreat time for Prince. And this is also now looking actually still a quite even game, although I think it's still quite even. Of course, 59 versus 84 population is still an advantage for Prince. Also, he has 10 more villages. However, finally did his steel traps, was looking for that, so that's a good thing. However, Nagayumi still has rebuilt some of his shrines. Of course, the center of this map actually missing one hunt, it looks like, over here. Usually there's 2 hunts. Not sure about that. But it looks like he's rebuilding some shrines, so that will of course be a problem, as I mentioned earlier. For Prince, later on he has to deal with these shrines. However, Prince knows Japanese pretty well. That means that he will hopefully be looking again for heroes from Nagayumi to deny any more shrines to be rebuilt. There we have the 8 Ulan shipment coming in, and he now has to look for the other mines. He's already of course gathering on this mine. And these are going in for a raid, probably hoping to catch the hero, and actually might do in this. Let's see if Nagayumi is gonna respond on time. Looks like Ulan's of course very fast, pretty decent siege attack, just gonna siege around some shrines. I hope he's gonna catch up on that one. And it looks like he will. Good response time. We know all by the way, PrinceOfKabul, very good player. However, he has been a little bit inactive lately, unfortunately, so he's probably not as 100% sharp as he could have been. On the other hand, Nagayumi, also very very good player, probably one of the best Japanese players that we know. And one more shrine going to be taken out. One was already killed over here. This one dies. That one is also going to die. Actually, Prince is doing a very good job making his army useful until he has gathered a decent amount of units together to go for another push. He knows at this point that he doesn't really want to keep pushing inside this very awkward spot. Town center defense, wall defense, close shipping points, close respawning points from the barracks. So he decides to go back, mess up a decent army, kill some shrines in the process, left and right, and until he finds himself in a confident spot again to push in again, he will just grab his army together and push out for another engagement. Of course, this does give Japan some time, but keep in mind, killing the shrines is actually still a very good thing. Not only does he need the food, also of course it denies economy from the Japanese player. I'm really hoping that Prince is going for Jaegers. I feel that to fight Japan in the Third Age with an Ashigaru's Yumi archer mess, German player can't just rely on Ulan skirmisher warwagon. They do need either cannons, but then Japan can of course throw in flaming arrows, or they do need some of their mercenary shipments, and in this case Jaegers would be doing very very good versus these Ashigarus. Jaegers of course very strong skirmisher, a lot of range, a lot of resistance, very high attack. And he really needs something like that to take out the Ashigarus very fast. However, he does have a decent skirmisher mass, and it looks like, wow, if he's able to cut off these Yumis, that's actually a very nice move by Prince here. He saw his opportunity, of course, line of sight from the barracks, and he's able to throw in his Ulan at the right spot, not taking any damage from the Ashigarus yet, while his skirmishers are in the exact right spot to deal as much damage to the Ashigarus. Another nice flank coming in from the left side here with the Ulans. Ashigarus being put in melee mode, new Ashigarus coming in, but this looks like a very convincing fight for Prince. In this case you don't want to micro your Ulans too much anymore, because they just do actually decent damage as well, and you see of course that you have a lot of units in the back still shooting. Now he micros them back because kind of all the Yumis died. Very good micro from Prince. I'm surprised by this. Maybe this army training from him does make him a little bit faster, I'm not sure, but he's playing very good today. Of course you can say Nagayumi make a little bit of a slip up here, that he was not grouped together with his army, but Prince immediately capitalizes on it, and now takes a very good small victory there. Kill another hero again, not just 45 XP, but of course also very nice, denying more shrine building, and he's also gonna make a little bit of a wall. I like that as well. But soon Prince has to be looking for the middle part of the map, because there are 2 gold mines which he desperately needs, because this one is only 1200 gold left, and it looks like this is going to turn a long game. However, Prince is actually doing very good, and I think he's in the better spot right now. After this battle he definitely is. Before I felt it was quite even, but at this point he's really taking the lead. Score gap is a little bit deceiving. I feel it's not that much of a difference, like now it's, what is it, 130, I hate blue, really. 137 it is, yes, okay. So that is like 60 score difference, however it feels more like 40 or so to me, not 60. Because of course the shrines adding up in score as well, and well, actually that's the other way around, but I can't explain it yet. I will come back to that later, but it doesn't feel like a 60 score difference for me. Anyway, Prince is 10 villages ahead, and we see that Nagayumi is losing shrines left and right. He has a few left there, a few left here, here and here, but other than that he's kind of losing map control. Prince, very nice skirmisher mess here, of course used both of his skirmishers in Ulan shipments, which means that he now, oh, he's shipping 1k coin, I like that. I also like that Nagayumi is gonna mix in Naginatas, because once you have that 3 unit composition your army is so much stronger. You can of course task the Ashikaros on the Ulans and after that on the war wagons, and your Nagayumi will be much more effective versus this huge skirmisher mess. And I hope he's also made it stable, so he can also upgrade his Naginatas and he can make even more than just the 5 shipped. So very good moves there by both players. 1k coin, let's see what's gonna be. Since he has so many skirmishes, I feel it's kind of used for Black Rider rather than Jaegers. But we'll have to see what he's gonna do. Some Yumis are just gonna try to get up a few shots. Of course, however, he doesn't want to be overcommitting here, so he has to be very, very careful. Skirmishers do have the range, however, Yumis are of course 23 versus 18. Very good attack. He hasn't sent any Yumi card yet. That's also surprising. Being so heavy on Yumis, I feel that he's kind of low on shipments. Of course, he has to send this cherry orchard because he needs his food, and he also had to send Yumis because he needed his army. Very nice Naginatas here. Yumi's going to be targeted on the war wagon. Clubmen being brought in as anti-cavalry versus the Ulans. And now these skirmishers should be targeting Clubmen rather than Naginata riders. This is going decent, but this is only like 30 seconds left before Nagayumi has to retreat, I feel. There you see all the war wagons shooting the Naginatas and they're all gonna die. The clubmen should preferably be used on the war wagons rather than skirmishers. But Nagayumi is nicely targeted on the war wagons, Naginatas on the skirmishers. So pretty good micro going on from both players here. Actually, he is going very confident forward. Oh, we have the 1k coin being used for cannons. I like that move as well. And there we see, actually, I felt that he did bring in like 3 more Naginatas, which have definitely helped, and he was very nicely targeting the Yumis on the war wagons. I felt that it was quite a good engagement for for Nagayumi. And as you see also now, by the way, there's only a 20 score difference, which also comes back to the fact that, to the point that I said before, that 60 gap was was a little bit deceiving, so to say. However, both heroes dead, so that means no reshrining for now, but we see that Nagayumi has a lot of food available, so he should be perhaps thinking about targeting his shrine, not mere on food anymore as it is now. He probably did that because he was desperately the food for a short time, but right now he needs wood and gold and no food, so I hope he's gonna realize that and change it back. Of course, Japan has the advantage of changing their shrines to whatever resource they need, which is very, very nice, not only if you just slip up in a macro like this, but also of course if you're very desperate, for example running out of gold mines, you can just task it to gold, and the other way around. A little bit of an Ashi rate on the side. It looks like I missed one villager dying there. Second one not gonna die because Prince is gonna deal with this on time. Also gonna build a town center for some more map control, of course, securing this mine. Also, by the way, I like his building spread out, really. Barracks over here, line of sight, artillery foundry over there. Actually, I would have preferred that to be maybe a little bit back, because now it's, if Nagayumi has one unit there, of course he realizes what's going on. However, this is also very nice line of sight, and of course if Nagayumi pushes here, you can still train units there, etc. Both of them of course have the advantage. Having all buildings together means all spawning points together, but also means if you're under pressure you can't train anything from that barracks because it will die instantly. So, game goes on for a little bit longer. Scores are now within 20 reach of each other. Good Yumi mess, good skirmisher mess, but we all know that the Yumi mess is gonna win this. And a lot of Naginata riders disciplined as well. I'm not sure if that was the case the last time. So Ulan is gonna be brought in kind of to body block the Naginatas. There's no anti-cavalry actually for Nagayumi, which means that the Ulans actually do pretty good. However, Prince probably didn't want to fight right away at this point because he was probably waiting for his cannons. Let's see what he has in queue. Oh, no cannons in queue even. Okay. More war wagons joining the battle, but they come actually quite late. However, they will be able to clean up the Naginata riders so that the skirmishers live longer to fight these Yumis. But these Yumis, as you see, are so strong unit. They deal with Udens very well as well. Of course, Udens are quite low HP, very good attack, but I feel that this again was quite a fair trade. Prince had more invested in this army, and you see that Nagayumi has only a few units left. Of course, there was a very close respawning again, because Prince just popped out like 10 skirmishers. So all in all, maybe slightly better for Prince this engagement, but pretty close. Prince is using all the mines on the map with the map control that he has, and he's now making an outpost here. I like actually that these little moves that Prince is doing here and there. Smart decisions gives him, of course, a little bit of an extra attack, also gives him an extra spawning point from his shipments very close. Now using 1k wood. He could almost build like another town center over here, or just a tower. Actually, in this case, I might prefer maybe just building 2 towers rather than a town center. On the other hand, he has enough population, so yeah. Tower, of course, costs 250 wood, and 2 towers do pretty good damage. However, 1 town center deals more damage only if the villagers are inside, so if you have no villagers or barely villagers, it won't be that useful. However, you can, of course, call madmen, and you can come in from a tower. And of course, town center is 10 population as well. Prince confidently pushing in. This is actually looking very nice for him. Still okay, he goes for the Naginata card rather than the Yumi card. It's an interesting choice. We'll have to see if it pays off. But it is it's like 30% increase in hit points. These Naginatas are now 500 hit points. It's just crazy. Compared for example, just 275 hit points from Newland. And of course 0.3 range resistance, by the way, so unlike an Hussar with 0.2, 0.3 is quite a lot. And we see now that this quite nice pushing in. The Naginata is of course slowing down the whole army of PrinceOfKabul, while every infantry is targeting these war wagons. Very good micro. Actually both, I'm pretty amazed by the micro of both of these players. It's very very good from both sides here. Kind of like a textbook micro here and there, targeting the right units, body blocking when necessary, sorry. And another shrine going to be sneaked in here on the left side. Another town center. I would like to see this town center like on that side. Still one hunt available there, but keep in mind after this hunt, the problem is that Nagayumi does have shrines available. He shipped them. He shipped only once the cherry orchards. Well, actually it's a bug, I'm not sure. I think he has one available, not entirely sure. But after that it comes to 400 wood cheap plantations for the Japanese guy, and it will come down to 400 wood mills and 800 wood plantations for the German guy. So the German guy has to get a good army together to do like a final good push on this side to secure this gold and this food. Because he doesn't want to transition into mills and plantations in like a few minutes. Gonna take out this shrine, I believe. Still no cannons, by the way. He's kind of forced to put every gold that he has. Oh, another tower, I like this. He's kind of forced to put all the gold that he has into making units for now, and not really having the time to make cannons, which is also very good from Nagayumi, pushing your opponent enough so that he can't come with a surprise of like 3 cannons. Because 3 cannons would really be an issue. Of course, there's no castle coming up from Nagayumi, meaning that he can't make anti-cannons. He could make some Yabusam, but they're not really the best. Yeah, decent in a way. Of course, he still has 2 flaming arrow available. I'm actually surprised. 2 flaming arrows still. Oh, there we see the second time 2 cherry orchards, by the way. And nice, he's gonna catch this raid. All of these Naginatas gonna die. So it's interesting to see. Nagayumi has several options. Does he ship 2 flaming arrow? Does he ship Yumi upgrade cards? And there we have Black Riders, very nice. He knows that Naginatas are incoming from Nagayumi, not only because he's constantly making them, but also probably because Prince realizes that the Nagayumi card was sent, kind of showing that Nagayumi really wants to commit to this Naginata production. Sorry. And this actually is again another overcommitment, and we have a very nice surprise of Udens here. Of course, that is not a shipment. I think maybe he made a few, otherwise it's just from cars like 3 settler wagons and these 1k wood. And Nagayumi is gonna lose every unit there, and I hope he's gonna move these back on time. It's very unfortunate actually that he went in so far, because what does he really want to do? The gold mine was already out. Killing a tower just, yeah, of course, denies some line of sight, but he threw half his army away actually for nothing. So I don't really like that choice here from Nagayumi. Also, by the way, we see that he now only has Ashigarus left, and of course with this mess of skirmishes from Prince of Kabul, it's not easy to deal with. He really needs Yumis out or Naginata right as fast, or perhaps flaming arrows and try to be as defensive as possible. But he's really in a tough position, and it looks like Prince is. Prince actually did play really well. I'm very. How you say that? Very nice to see. Not overcommitting, very good move. Just making sure that he's gonna slowly secure the win, rather than pushing out and falling into some kind of death trap here near the town centers. He's now remaking Yumi archers again, but here you see village count actually quite close, with the shrine still up. Let me see if there's an amalgamation upgrade done. No, just the steel traps. Just the steel traps. So he has imperial bureaucracy, he has actually quite late, 25 minutes. Second gold mine, actually quite late as well, because he doesn't really have access to much gold. However, he still has wood available near his town center, he still has the cherry orchards, so he can still put his shrines on gold if he needs so. There was actually no mine here. Is that a mistake, or is it already, did he already gather the mine and deplete it? Not sure. Last shrine going down there, lost other few shrines going down, and there you see that Nagayumi is now on 180 shrine pop. However, forced to rebuild like a shrine here with no animals attached. Now rebuilding some shrines here also with no animals, so you see that's just 0.28 per second compared to, for example, 4 on 4 0.56. That's double. So that of course decreases the economy, or actually increases the economy of Nagayumi at a much slower rate compared to the effective shrines. Second trading post coming up. I like this a lot as well. Again, taking control of this mine, dealing with the shrine is going to be herding this towards his. Every small thing matters, by the way. You see it. He doesn't just put this villager on this herd. He moves it towards the back, hunts it over here to the left towards his part of the map, to his tower. Which of course, if he keeps doing it over time, will make sure that the raid doesn't kill many villages, because it's much further away from Nagayumi. All these small things do add up and make for a very nice game, as we see over here. And now we see also, by the way, one of the last resorts of a Japanese player. If you are desperate, you're gonna raid. And you're gonna raid with Ashigarus, because what can he do to that? Only send his skirmishes, which are very slow. They're slower than Ashigarus. And then you can perhaps make something happen. However, Prince, what's he gonna do? Two options: either gonna deal with the raid, because there's a lot of siege potential in here, by the way. The clubman as well as the Ashigarus, he kind of has to deal with it, otherwise he's gonna lose probably a lot of his base. And you see that a lot of Yumis being massed here behind the wall. Yumis are just insane. That's actually where Prince does need his cannons. Oh, he is gonna age up to the fourth age. I missed that. Sorry. That means that he might be able to ship. Let's see if he has 2 heavy cannons. Yes, he has. So if he's gonna ship that from this tower, he can immediately use it for a push again. We see that. Wow. Okay, that's actually a nice distraction move, just to buy some more time. He just killed this wall. Decides, okay, I don't want to commit too far. Probably too scared of getting trapped. For example, skirmish is running that way, war wagon running this way, and of course he doesn't want to really waste his complete army. It is, after all, his anti-cavalry. Kind of confident enough to push out, and Prince, I think he's just trying to hold out a little bit, but actually I feel he shouldn't really commit. However, of course, if he sees an opportunity with his Ulan, he is coming in again just to take some damage. Deal some damage, I mean. However, Ashigarus is being mixed in again, and this actually, I feel Prince should wait. I don't like he's going in so far. There we have it, Industrial Age. 1k coin has to be. Oh, he's also building a reputation there. He probably felt he was running out of coin. This is of course the last mine on the map for him. Just 300 left, and this one is actually very close to Nagayumi. Very scary to take it. So aging up gives him, of course, 1k coin in return for his investment, but it also gives him factories afterwards. But if he is gonna pop 2 heavy cannons, that's actually gonna be very good card for him to use in this situation, seeing all this infantry being massed here. And look at this Yumis, man, crazy. He now sent the Yumi card, finally. Way of the bow, way to make them the bows more OP there. He does have enough Black Riders and War Wagon to deal with anti-cap, so I don't really think an investment in upgrading that would be useful. what is he gonna ship? He shipped cavalry HP even. Why does he ship cavalry HP before the H3 card? Oh, he did ship the H3 card. Okay, that's good. Skip that comment. So he's gonna push in here again. Maybe he's gonna have two heavy cannons popping from there. I'm not sure actually. He has 99% on next shipment. And there you see actually very nicely, of course, targeting the Ashikaros, although they are actually auto-targeted at this point. And he's gonna bring in some Yabusams. Of course, they are decent versus Cav, but like low bombs versus cavalry, they're actually very good versus artillery. And maybe, of course, yeah, he did scout this artillery foundry, so he probably expects either artillery from the artillery foundry or two heavy cannons to pop. So that's why he's probably going to mix in some of these Yabusams, which actually I think is a quite good move. Mixing in the Konsha Yamabushi again, that's also very, very nice. Of course, put your export at use, and this anti-cavalry is going to delay the Ulan engagement a lot. And all the time, by the way, when these Ulans can't push in because of these pikemen, the Yumi archers will do so much damage that, look at this, the Ulans were pushed away by the Yabusams. And that means that the Yumi archers dealing so much damage were just killing all the Ulans before they even could engage. And this actually is now looking quite good for Nagayumi. Now again we see a score advantage of Prince from 100, but that's also inflated like I mentioned. Prince, there we have also Yumi attack, so these are just crazy insane units. Imagine if it's gonna ship the Daimyo after, then we really have something, a force which is like almost impossible to beat. But Prince did ship his factory, and I'm not sure about that. I know he kind of needs gold, he still has 500 left though, but I felt that this was actually something he should be fighting for more actively. Meaning, two heavy cannons would have been my preferred choice for sure. Shipping it from the tower might have been a little bit awkward because he was kind of out of position. What he could have done is kind of moved his army from the left side to the right side to get towards the cannon shipment. But he really needs to deal with his Yumis, and effectively Skirmisher War Wagon is not going to deal with his Yumis. Yumis are just much better than skirmishers. And the cavalry is dying very fast to mass Yumi, Yabusam and Clubman, as you see over there. So, of course he gets some cavalry from the factory shipment, but they die very fast, as you see over here. So I really felt that two heavy cannons would be the better choice here. New artillery founding coming up. Oh, maybe he's going to petard. Maybe he's going to make petards and smash himself into the wall and perhaps take out a wonder. If he can take out one of these wonders, it will be huge as well. Of course, this wonder increases every ranged attack, and the other wonder increases the economy, so it would be a good thing. And now we have the issue, of course, surrounded Rex by the Japanese player, meaning that the skirmishers popping out will die instantly. So he's going to save his anti-cavalry. Let's see what his next shipment is going to be. What does he have in queue? Okay, he upgrades it to produce more coin. That's good. What's this? Paddy threshing. It must be like a food or gold upgrade. Looking at this thing. Or actually, oh, food. So probably a food upgrade. Some of his economy is on the left side. Actually, a lot of his economy is on the left side. Kind of hoping that Nagayumi will push towards the town center rather than towards this base. However, if Nagayumi is gonna push here, a lot of his economy will be idle. On the other hand, he still has a factory here and another plantation, so he's kind of spreading it out. Spreading his chances can pay off, cannot, depends. I think actually that in this situation it's quite a good choice. So Nagayumi does know about this. Ooh, maybe 1 mill should have been put over here, because now he has no safe food gathering as soon as Nagayumi pushes in. Though he's still 2 mills over there. Let's see, what is next shipment gonna be? I hope, really. He does have 2 times Meatmen available, by the way. That will help out a little bit. He really has to deal cost effectively with these Yabusams and pikemen first. In this case, take out the pikemen first. They deal more damage to Ulan than these Yabusams. However, this mass Yumi arm. Oh, okay, this is where I was looking for, guys. 2 heavy cannons, and this is actually very nice. He took out like all of the pikemen, only a few Yabusams left. They will of course not be able to deal with these cannons. They also won't be able to deal with the Ulan effectively, and a lot of Yumis died there. Very nice move by Prince. Also, by the way, I do want to point out one other thing. Prince is playing really well, by the way. The fact that he kind of blocked with his units the Yumis from going back, it means that the Yumis were kind of forced into this position. Of course, backed with their backs towards the river, meaning that they had no escape path. So these heavy cannons popping out here dealt a lot of damage to these Yumis. Very small but important positioning skills there from our Finnish player PrinceOfKabul. And this game, by the way, guys, 36 minutes, still undecided. With these 2 heavy cannons, it's really going to be a good move for Prince to push out. We saw that Nagayumi used up this coin mine, by the way, on the side. He also gonna use his Yabusams to deal with this tower, just to prevent any line of sight. However, it's not really protecting anything, so not the most important thing. Oh, we have a few villages here. They might get caught, actually. They will get caught for sure. Of course, they're gonna run as fast as they can, but we still have these available as well. Meanwhile, by the way, 96 population to 75. I do believe that settler wagons are counted as 2 population. That Azem made this properly. Oh, by the way, again, thanks Azem for making this UI. It really helps us casters to do a better job and figuring out what's going on and providing more in detail analysis here. Okay, forward push. We see the Yabusams. Look at this, by the way. Look at this. Wow, that is crazy, man. This cannon died like faster than I would imagine. I'm not sure, I did miss out what their hand attack is, but they have a huge bonus for his artillery. Of course, heavy cannons do have like 0.75 range resistance, so this is just 11 times 8 is 88, but then of course it's times 75 resistance, so only 1/4 of 88, so only like 22 actually is the real damage to a cannon, which is not a lot, considering that the cannon is like, what is it? Like 500 HP or something, I'm not sure, but actually it's not a lot of damage. But nice move to put them in melee, and you saw how fast they were dealing damage in melee because of no resistance from the cannon. And I'm still not sure, what someone can tell me maybe in the chat, what is the actual damage of a Yabusam in melee? How much is the attack, how much is the bonus? I'm actually curious to find out. But he did take out the cannons, and that's very important, because PrinceOfKabul has only 1 cannon shipment available. He doesn't have the cannon shipment, the infinite 1 cannon in his deck, so he has no cannons anymore to push, and that means that this mass of Yumi is again going to be very, very strong. A little bit of a side raid here by the Konsha Yamabushis. What can Prince do? Well, he can make cannons from his factory, however they are tasked to gold. Actually, at this point his economy is quite decent. We see 1, 2, 3, 4 plantations, so it's actually worth considering changing your factory to produce heavy cannons, because that's actually what you're gonna need versus Japan. This is not a war he's gonna win. Yumi versus skirmishers is an advantage of Yumi archers, especially because this is a food gold composition, while this is a food wood composition, and he can just task his paddies to food and his shrines to wood, although they're now on corn for the moment, but meaning that he has an easier way of producing this this army. Men there, they are gonna die, of course. They are still haven't been brought to battle, but oh, Prince not upgrade anything, by the way. Oh, now upgrade his Ulans. He chooses to upgrade his Ulans before his skirmishers to needle guns. That is also an interesting choice. I'm not sure if I like it or not. We'll come to that later. Of course, we know that Ulans deal insane amount of damage, but on the other hand, Ulans die pretty fast as well. But 64 attack is huge. Ooh, he has to kind of move a little bit to make sure that he can let his own army go through here. A little bit of a lag moment, unfortunately, but it looks like it's going on decently. Oh, no. Be attacking the Yumis, please. He is moving forward, like you see there. I've got a few mid-men, but it doesn't matter at this point. Oh, that must be a lag moment here, but anyway, he is throwing in everything. He made sure that he got rid of all the Yabusams. However, he's now going to be has to deal with these clubmen, which are meleeing his war wagon, and you see how fast it dies there. Of course, skirmishes and melee not the best, but he has kind of, this is still pretty equal, though I feel it's better for the Japanese player because of the effectiveness of the units, both having the stronger units and the advantage of massing them a lot easier. Okay, so we see there a lot of some new units coming in, and he's making new skirmishers. Yeah, he kind of has to have enough skirmishers to deal with the pikemen from the Japanese player, but the problem is if you have enough skirmishers and not enough Ulans, you're never able to really push in. So I hope he's gonna move this back a little bit there. Ooh, flaming arrows coming in from, that means does he have a castle up somewhere? Yes, he made a castle. So now we have a Yumi Archer flaming arrow composition, which definitely means that the Prince does need some. Yeah, I feel he needs. Look, war wagons, of course, dragoons can counter cannons, but not with a Yumi Archer mass. Like, ooh, wow, he has a good number of Ulans mass there. That is actually, and then indeed the Xapka Ulan upgrade does matter a lot. I hope he's gonna take out the, yes, splitting nicely. Not every Ulan because he won't be able to take it out anyway. Just a few of these, dealing with these flaming arrows. Very good job there by Prince. And actually they deal very decent with the pikemen as well. Of course not the best HP I mean. 380 HP. He used both the second H card, I like that he used the HP card before attack, and he also used the third H card, increasing both attack and HP. However, this is something he should be going back. He did a nice job killing some of these. Oh, actually, he can go in again with this. Killing the flaming arrows was really good for Prince. And he should be using his runes to push in. Don't let all your skirmishes die so easily. Because, of course, Nagayumi is using all his export to keep making Yamabushi. And also he's making some of these Yabusams more. Prince decides to go back for now. Maybe he's waiting for a big surprise. If he runs too low on skirmishes, by the way, then he won't be able to deal effectively with Yabusamis, which of course, by the way, I didn't point that out yet, but 0.5 range resistance is just insane. Nice Ulan mess again. His economy, by the way, 109 villages is really really flourishing. I'm not sure, he didn't send the settler wagon card, but he did, I mean the card to train him from the mills, but he did use 6 settler wagon shipment, 120 population in villages, and now he's just gonna be... He has to micro his Ulan properly. He has to make sure that they're not going to bump into each other. But he has a very nice kind of arc here from the Ulans, being in a kind of horizontal line. He should move these towards the side or towards the back, and making sure they do as optimal damage as possible. On the other hand, Nagayumi is pulling back nicely as well, kind of making sure that the Ulans don't have the most optimal area to fight from. But we see here the power of Ksapka Ulans charging their way through and really taking out this mess. And of course, Yabusam is pretty good for his range resistance, but no melee resistance, not the best HP, and it looks like actually Prince is pushing forward here, guys. Wow, what an insane game so far. And this is just the start of the series, by the way. Keep in mind, I lost my scoreboard, so I bring it up fast again. But it's 0-0 currently, still in the first game. Nagayumi decides that he needs to bring in his Daimyo to get another boost. And he also decides that he kind of needs some more anti-cavalry other than Yabusamis. Of course, very low on export. It means that he can't produce enough pikemen from his consulate. But he can still make... Ashigarus from the resource that he has. And now, by the way, 1 cannon. That means that Prince decided to change his factory from gold to producing heavy cannons. And I like this a lot as well. I told you before, with the economy that he has, even with the 100 population in villages, he has enough economy to produce units. But he really needs cannons. And that's why you should use your factory for making some heavy cannons, which he's doing now. He's even making some horse guns, bringing them into the mix. So that's actually very good decision making. I'm really impressed by PrinceOfKabul's play here. Very, very nice. So he's gonna charge in again here for another push. Looks like. Bring in some more Ulans. And of course these cannons will also be able to take out this wall pretty good. Of course, otherwise it would take like an age. Oh, he even upgrades his skirmishers to needle gunners. Wow, putting on even more pressure. And look at his resource count, by the way. This is actually at the point where he might consider deleting some of his villagers. Normal villages, that is, not settler wagons, just to make sure that you can get more army out, because he is popped there. And he might want to have more units. You see that these Yabusams are running to the back, just 240 HP, but look how fast they die to Ulans. Crazy, 64 attack, insane. They will take out not even one cannon now. Ooh, and so clumped up, all the units so clumped up together. These cannons doing insane damage. The heavy cannon as well as the horse gun. And there we have it. Good game by both of them actually. And Nagayumi decides to throw in the towel, and but there was another Ashigaru raid there, I see. Prince did see that, and he put some of the villages in the town center, but I believe there was maybe 1 or 2 villages dying, but well, this was actually yeah, it's what I mentioned before. Yumi are insane, they are such a good anti-cavalry, but it did actually, I'm really impressed. I'm just gonna say this again. I know Prince is a very good player, also a very smart player, but I felt that he made like almost all, if not all, the right decisions, and not just because I agree with those decisions, but also as you see how it plays out here. Yeah, you could say Nagayumi could have, of course, the overcommitment from Nagayumi here, losing half his army, was really huge, and I felt that he was almost able to break through. But barely not, and imagine if he had this army together and not lost it like that, then he for sure was able to break through, I think. On the other hand, then maybe it would have forced Prince into sending 2 cannons before the factory. That was still a questionable decision, I think, but in the end, it was okay. It looks like. Yeah, he won the game. I'm still not sure if he should have swapped these around just to make sure that he controlled the center a little bit more. Yeah, so a lot of action going on. Maybe we should have seen a little bit more raiding from Ashigaru's. On the other hand, Prince was very nice here with blocking this with the wall, being active around the center part, having a tower here, so we had complete line of sight, making it, of course, for Nagayumi quite hard to do Ashigaru raids on every side. Because of course this map is quite big, although there are not a lot of crossings. This is of course the green version with the river, unlike the version with the ice where you can just walk through the ice here, meaning that you can't even wall it off. Yeah, so I think very good play by both of them, a really very nice game. So there you see Prince getting more than Nagayumi even. Nagayumi ahead in the village account and shrines as well. Prince of course sacrificing some economy for the age up, then catching up, more upgrades in the early mid part, but then of course Nagayumi catching up as well, having his shrines. But Nagayumi was forced in his town center a lot, of course from this period of time I can't select it, but let's say from around this first push. Let me just bring up the army count, then it's easier to see. From this first push, let's say to here, it's like 5 minutes for sure. Nagayumi was forced into his town center a lot, maybe a little bit less than 5 minutes, but anyway he was forced into his town center a lot. Actually it's more when Prince aged, like from here towards here. So of course we will probably see it in the resource gather count that he was ahead a little bit because of shrines and villagers, but then it kind of flattens off and Prince catches up. Then it's very equal for a long time. Very equal for a long time, very equal for an even longer time. And then we have factories kicking in, the army village account from Prince kicking in, 6 settler wagons shipment here really paying off in resource gathering of course. But it was a very close game, a very nice micro from all of them. We see here the power of Yumis here, skirmishes, war wagons, ulans, all dying. Of course, Nagayumi did invest a lot in his army while Prince was aging here, as you see. Of course, he started to age around here, stopping army production. Nagayumi still continued army production. And here we have the fight, the engagement, and there you see that Prince lost more, but also a little bit more in resource field, because of course Yumis here lived and Ulans and war wagons also died. So, but he was able to stabilize, although barely, and yeah. And play it out from there. Very nice game, very good job. This map was Kamchatka, by the way. So that means we have a 0-1 for PrinceOfKabul. Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna say it again. Not just because of he did a lot of things that I mentioned or kind of suggested, but keep in mind I have the observer, bird's eye view, so I can see everything that's going on. But Prince really made good decisions, really did a good job in micro, and yeah, played it very well. I didn't even look at it that way. Very nice Night BR, also known as Harcha. Nagayumi making Nagas and Yumis, which of course consists of his name.
Yes.
Okay, why does this scoreboard keep disappearing? I don't like that. Oh, thanks, Ida Holland. 6 melee times 8 to artillery, so that is 48 damage with, of course, no resistance. He had like 3-4 of these Yabusamis, which then means like, let's say 4 times 40 is 160, so that's pretty good damage. That's why you saw the cannon going down so fast. Of course, they have to change up. Okay, a little bit of chatting here and there. So Prince is up for 1-0 in this best of 5, which started off very, very nice, by the way. Very good game. Second game, gonna load up, guys. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with me. I'm Venny, one of the main casters here for this tournament, hosted by Amhaya, Maido, H2O helping out as well. We, of course, have some casters, and done for the community just to get some more activeness into this Age of Empires game. It's called the Age of Empires Spring Championship, and we are currently in the round of 16. One of the last matches from the round of 16 this is. And of course, both of them want to advance, both of them want to honor their names and continue to the round of 8, and of course be in for some more bigger amount of prize money. So, second map has loaded. It is Hudson Bay, which is kind of Saguenay, but then a little bit changed, which brings me to another shout out to Gaia. He made all these maps for the tournament. The main thing is that there are a few new maps. I'm pretty sure actually most of you have seen those so far, but just briefly, a few new maps allowing for, of course, some additional strategies. But very important, the maps have very good resource balance, allowing for the most competitive games to be played. And this map is kind of Saguenay, but then adjusted here and there. And there's two versions. We have this version, the white version, this the frozen version, so to say, which has a frozen part here near this lake where you can't build. You can, of course, build your dock over here and go for a sea boom, but you can't build a tower or town center up to this point. You can build here, but can build here again. Okay, so it is Japanese from PrinceOfKabul versus Sioux from Nagayumi, here on the left side in blue, versus PrinceOfKabul on the right side in red. Now we see, of course, that he's starting with a consulate. That's all pretty standard. This matchup, I haven't played it a lot or seen it a lot, to be honest. To me, it feels pretty fair. I think that Nagayumi, actually, by the way, this sound bug, yeah, it doesn't work. So Harcha, you have to tell something to me later on about that, because it looks like this mixer thing doesn't really equalize it, although it sounds fine at the moment. Anyway, back to the game. We saw that he picked up 60 wood, and Nagayumi has found a Native American warrior. What was I about to say before I lost my train of thoughts? 2 cherry orchards going down, pretty standard. Of course, consulate, making a shrine there. Yeah, about this matchup, what can we see? Yeah, I feel that Japan is going to play like how Japan plays, very defensive, making sure that they have a decent mass of Ashigarus, maybe with some Yumi mixed in, but probably mainly Ashigarus. Because if you are too aggressive or too far out on the map, you will just get caught by the speedy Sioux army, consisting of bow riders, perhaps a few X-riders, and of course the hero, which is like an insane tank, literally a tank. It soaks up so much damage. So on the other hand, what can Sioux do? Yeah, of course, trying to raid a little bit is the standard way to go. However, Japan is hard to raid with every resource being closed and the other resources being protected by by a shrine that you can't easily kill. So he may be looking for denying shrine building. I do want to mention again that Prince did a very good job in that last game, by the way. I really hope Nagayumi is gonna look for the same thing. Denying the heroes from building shrines is key to beating Japan. Imagine if more shrines came up easily, by the way, it would have boosted Nagayumi's economy by a lot. meaning the early pressure in the fortress age from Prince would be less, meaning that the advantage to take map control will be less, and so forth. It just it builds upon the previous thing. So what can Sioux do? They can of course also go for an age up, maybe a little bit of an harassment here and there with the bow riders and the X riders trying to idle the Japanese player in the town center, and then maybe go for an age up, coming with Wakina rifles, maybe even rifle riders to counter Ashigarus. But I just feel that once the Japanese guy messes a good army of Yumis and Ashigarus, it's just going to be really hard for the Sioux guy to deal with it, I feel. I mean, even Wakina rifles, of course, they are a very good unit, good attack and stuff like that, but still, Yumis are Yumis, as Prince just mentioned to me as well. But Dog Soldiers is also a surprise Sioux can bring in here, so we'll have to see. What we see here is a normal age up by Sioux, it looks like. Yeah, no fast age up stuff like this. Of course, nicely putting some shrines around the Sioux base just to make sure that you will deny them from the hunts later on, as I mentioned before, so that he has to waste time in taking down the shrines before he can push onto you, like somewhere during the mid game where he needs these hunts. What is he doing? Is he looking for this hero? I guess he is, but he barely misses it. Oh, he's gonna get this treasure first. By the way, look at this nice converted stuff. He has already 1.5 polar bears, so to say, 252 HP. It's just crazy. It's such a good meat shield. I feel that my voice is a little bit too low. Let me know in chat if it is. I mean, too low compared to the game sound. So we have a classic turtle Japanese walling style going on here, making sure that the Sioux can't idle you, as I mentioned before, as one of the possible options. I assume there's a bear who's going to be thrown up there, like somewhere over there. Let's see, 4 animals attached. Not the most ideal. I hope some of these hunts are going to be lured towards that wonder later on. Barracks. No, market. Why is the market not being put like there? Another shrine to even increase this wall by a bit. Oh wow, polar bears can siege. I forgot about that. That's crazy. They have 10 siege attack? What's this bear even doing? Look at this bear. Reminds me of Ultimate Survivor Alaska series that I'm watching. If you guys are into survival, just go check it out. But okay, that's not about what this game is about. We also have this rifleman here as 24 siege attack. So this shrine actually will be taken out fairly soon. However, Japanese classical style. If you take out the shrine, I don't care. I just built one shrine somewhere else and be totally fine for now. It's not a huge investment. I assume he has sent Heavenly Kami. Yes, he did. He has the Portuguese consulate, so a shrine just cost him 75 wood, which is like a joke in a way. And there you see a few more shrines being built around the map. So what is Sioux gonna do? One trading post only. Just got a stable up. Ship 700 coin. So he is probably gonna go for a age up. Maybe a few bow riders to idle, but I feel that... Did he actually scout this? Sorry, I missed that. Did this hero go... Oh, he is aging. Wait, he is aging. So he's halfway to aging up already, so that makes sense. Did this hero scout the base? I'm not sure if he did, but I think that, in honesty, going for like an early raid is too much of a risk. A good player like Prince will be able to hold it decent, and then you're just far behind. So I actually wouldn't recommend doing it. It's just something we sometimes see, like Soldier, I believe, did it in a previous game. Okay, ships for X-Riders. Maybe we're gonna learn something from Nagayumi's build orders here. He is aging up. He made now 4 X-Riders and shipped 4. Oh, he could also be doing the thing, what's that card called again? Moonstar or Moonglade, or no, Moonglade isn't caster. Moonstar, whatever, where he converts the X-Riders to Rifle Riders, which is certainly interesting. Prince so far just like 5 Ashigawas. He's like, okay, I don't need to make anything. I'm just gonna make shrines around the map and be totally happy with that. More X-Riders being made. You don't make simply X-Riders versus Japan. That's just crazy. So I have to assume that he is gonna do it. Let me quickly bring up the deck here, and you see that he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't have the card to convert them. Okay. I don't get this. Japan is gonna make Ashis. I mean, I thought he might convert them, but as a Japanese player I of course would then check your deck before I'm gonna start making Yumis. Of course Yumis counter Rifle Riders. But if I see in your deck that you don't have the ability to convert them, then I will just make Ashikawas again and completely happy counter your X-Riders. The only thing of course that the Sioux guy can do is go for Dog Soldiers as well, which kind of do very decent for his Ashikawas. However, a big mass of Ashikawas is just always insane to deal with. The one trading post is helping him out nicely, and of course there's one good thing: X-Riders have good siege damage, 25, so he is able to take out a few shrines here in a very easy way. However, I don't feel this is so far going good for the Sioux guy. I mean, yeah, he takes out some shrines, okay, but... Okay, now Rifle Riders being mixed in was a shipment, by the way. PrinceOfKabul going for the very standard. I completely agree with this. 600 wood, make some shrines, then go into economy. Probably had this shrine on the wood for a little bit longer just to get in a few more shrines so that he didn't need another 600 wood. Ooh, nice. Native Scout. I talked about how important this is. Gives you so much information about what your opponent is doing. Like, for example, he can siege this. He can siege that one as well. And as soon as his opponent moves out, he knows exactly, like, okay, when his opponent is here, I have like 5 more seconds before I have to get my ass out of here. And that's always important to know. It can be a difference of killing the shrine or not killing it, or losing like an X-Rider to a surprise Ashi attack. Okay, so shipped 5 Rifle Riders, makes a few Rifle Riders. So his choice is, okay, I'm gonna make X-Riders for the Yumis, I'm gonna make Rifle Riders for the Ashikarus, and that's gonna be my main army. He might ship Dog Soldiers or the cavalry card. If he ships the cavalry card, then I believe every cavalry of him will benefit from it. However, Prince is aging up. Yeah, I think that's actually a fine choice. Of course, going with the golden pavilion. Actually, can I see that? Yes, I can. And he's taking out a lot of shrines here. That's good. This is an idle army. Never have your army idle. Probably busy around the map. Taking out these shrines quite fast, by the way. Of course, this Sioux hero increases every nearby units. You see a little bit of an aura here around these little circle. It increases the speed of your nearby units, making it very fast moving around the map. Okay, they now found another shrine which they can happily start working on sieging. And of course, he still has enough food available here and here to gather what he needs. Okay, one Ua dance here. Look at this guy. I have to bring up the sound a little bit. Oh, now they're okay. So Nagayumi is gonna go for an attack, which means that I know I have to switch my screen over here. A lot of villages being brought here. X dance, I mean war dance. Very nice timing, by the way, pushing in right before the other guy ages, knowing that the other guy has invested a lot, and knowing that 6 Yumi is going to be popping out anytime soon. Ooh, he also did the 3 Dog Soldiers. I like this. I like actually this composition. Dog Soldiers, Rifle Riders for the Ashis, X-Riders to tank some damage, X-Riders for the Yumis, and yeah, this is... where's the Dog Soldier? Dog Soldier, go put on the... work on the Ashigaru. A decent position by Prince here, by the way, making sure that a lot of that's the disadvantage of cavalry. The composition is very good, and he's still in a very good position. Don't get me wrong. So he's really killed this very cost effectively. Also, before, by the way, very crucial here, he killed all this before Prince was able to upgrade his Ashigarus, meaning that all the Ashigarus were not fighting as effective. And of course, he's now going to take out all the Yumi archers. But what I was about to say, this SimCity and the trees and the town center, etc., made sure that. Not all the cavalry can do so much. Can fight so much so effective, because they of course are bumping into each other. Cavalry is quite a big unit. If you have of course infantry and cavalry, you have the infantry shooting from the back and the cavalry working at the front. But the disadvantage of such an army, which always you should take into account when trying to go for a good engagement, is that you need a lot of surface area to have a very good attack. Prince is gonna buy as much time as he can. Wasting a few villages is no problem. As you see, he's already had 12 villages. He is on 150 shrine population, so his economy is very, very good. All these Ashigarus immediately be put in melee mode here, which means that I would hope that actually some of these Rifle Riders are gonna be brought back. But you see how crazy fast Rifle Riders deal with Ashigarus. 16 attack times 3 is 48. Sorry, times this 3 I mean 48 attack. Which is ranged, of course. Ashigaru doesn't have range resistance, so it's pretty good attack. And of course, Rifle Riders fire really fast as well. If you look at this, they have a very fast range of fire. And of course there were still like a dog soldier, an X-Rider, a hero, so that means that Prince really can't ship Yumis right away. I think he's trying to deal with these... actually curious to see. Oh, very nice. This is also good skills, by the way. You know that you still have rifle riders available. You know that you're running out of hand cavalry, so of course you're gonna mix in hand cavalry in anticipation of Prince shipping 6 Yumis, or 7 or 8 or whatever, because that's what I was talking about. If Prince is able to take out a dog soldier, which he did, and also able to take out the X-Riders, then he can safely ship Yumis versus the rifle riders. And in anticipation of that, Nagayumi already adding in some more X-Riders, assuming that probably his next batch is gonna be rifle riders again. So very nicely done. Yeah, interesting strategy. I feel that, well, of course, in hindsight,